Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another installment of Casual Discussion. We are the Casual Guys. I'm your host, Trent, joined with, as always, with Brandon. And today we're going to be talking about Noragami. But before we get into that, Brandon, how have you been?
Been good, man. Same old work, gym. I wanted to ask you, have you ever heard of an app that's been going around, and I think in just the past week called Timu?
Timu? No.
Timu. So what it is so I got like a bunch of links from family to, get the app, get the app, I'm like, all right, what the hell? So I get the app, and what it is, it's one of those promotional apps to where if you get 5 people to get on the app through your link, you'll get like 5 free items. And I don't know, it's been going crazy. So I got, this fingerprint lock. I got a PlayStation cooling thing, a PlayStation stand tower where you can put your controllers and all in it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got 24 12 by 12 soundproof pads. I'm gonna buy more, obviously. I'm gonna
Really?
put them around. I might put a wall behind me, kind of get it more
Yeah.
a little bit aesthetically pleasing in here. You know what I mean? But I don't
Yeah,
know if you ever heard
definitely.
it. I deleted it as soon as I got my stuff because I'm like, this is some Chinese spyware.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like that new trend on TikTok where, like, e-girls are pretending to be NPCs or something, and they're saying it's really weird. Like it's jarring watching. It's just like what people find this
That's a
either
turn on.
entertaining or attractive. Like I don't get it.
Dude, TikTok is one of the biggest spyware though,
Dude,
man.
my parents
Holy
use
cow.
TikTok, and I'm so pissed off about it. I don't know why they got. I don't know how or why they got into it, but they are. So I mean, it's whatever. It's
It's
China. Hello,
addicting once you
China.
have it.
Hi, China. Um,
That's why your internet keeps going down. This is
yes,
spyware.
yes, exactly. For me, I don't know if people haven't noticed yet. I got a new microphone, Elgato Wave 3, because Brandon let me know it was Prime Day. So I was like, and
Indeed,
this
indeed.
mic's usually like 160, 170, but it was only on sale. It was on sale for like 100 and something. I was just like, yeah, might as well get it now. I want to upgrade, have a microphone that isn't, because my old microphone, I had it since 2017 or maybe 2016, maybe, because I used it for the old Rogue Island channel. And like at one point it fell and broke, and then I
Oh,
just had to like put it back together a little bit. And yeah, so hopefully, and if you hear, like, I know Brandon says he doesn't hear it, but if you hear my fan or like my audio is too
bro,
loud or too soft,
trust in the Elgato. Trust in the Elgato.
I mean I do like the aesthetically how it looks. It's really nice. But yeah, so for the next couple of weeks I'll probably be screwing around with the audio and stuff to make sure that it's
I
perfect,
actually
so
just got a gaming chair off Prime Day, so
nice.
I'll be a little bit more comfy.
Yeah, I got this dumb cheap one. I used to have a gaming chair, but then it like broke, so I was just like,
Oh,
whatever.
this is the most like Minecraft looking freaking chair you can think of, man. I got that straight off Minecraft.
Oh my god. Yeah, in terms of what I've been doing, I went yesterday to go see Sound of Freedom. Uh
Did your AC go out?
did my what? No, my AC didn't go out. No.
Okay.
I was gonna say, but uh like that is like a rough movie. Like that is a movie where you just you just sit back and you watch it and you're just like holding yourself back in your chair being like, oh my god,
It
it's
was, dude, the
just
beginning was so hard to watch. It is so hard to watch. I remember watching, I'm like, man, this is making me so uncomfortable. I remember when the movie finished, it was like my face, like when I get like that kind of feeling, like my face just feels like shit. I feel like
mhm.
nasty. I remember Amanda came and picked me up because she dropped me off, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be on my mind for a good bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was I was sitting there watching it, and you think it's like a serious movie, right? So like for the most part people should be quiet, right? And then fucking right beside, not right beside me, but like a chair over, there's this fucking fat bitch, like not talking loud, but like talking to the point where you can hear her. Like when everyone
Okay.
else is quiet. And I'm
Hmm.
just sitting there and I'm just like, dude, this is why I don't go to movies anymore. Because
Yeah,
people are
no,
just
same.
so, it is one of my biggest pet peeves when people just talk. Like, have some self-awareness and just like lean over and whisper to them like this. Like do that. I always do that. I mean, hell, when people were talking to me a little bit loud, I'd just be like, okay, like just like be quiet a little bit, like
Whack.
so it that was the worst part of the movie.
You had a girl talk, and I had every time something happened or they showed the kids like something going happening to them. Oh, like no, literally it was right behind. Oh,
There's a little bit of that
I'm
in
like,
my
come
theater,
on.
but like it was
That's
just
it
that
was
one woman
understandable a little
was.
bit.
So there was a lot of people in that theater. Actually, there's a lot more people
Yeah,
than I
mine
thought
was
there'd
filled.
be.
The
For it.
reason why I asked about your AC is, did you see some of the stuff that's happening? So
Oh yeah, there's like some
all over
stuff
the
going on at
country,
yeah.
the fire alarms are going off, the heat's going out. But it's funny because I think, whatever your political opinion is, both of them were like, we're gonna stay and we're gonna watch it, even though the fire alarm's going off, the AC's off.
This is a QAnon movie, so no AC for you. Yeah, the
Oh man,
yeah, so yeah, I like that theater by the way. It's really nice. The Carlisle one, whatever.
is that the one with the easy chairs?
Yes, very nice.
I'd probably
Although
be
I
sleeping in
again,
so many movies.
dude, like I prefer my old theater because there was barely anyone there. So like there'd be a lot of movies where like I'm the only one there, and it's like, oh, this is nice, and then it closed. But whatever. But yeah, I also finally saw Knights of the Zodiac, the live action anime movie, and it was underwhelming. And maybe if I rewatch it, I'll like it more. Like maybe one day we'll pick it, but it was just kind of underwhelming. Maybe if I'd watched the anime, maybe I would like it more. Maybe, but it was a little bit underwhelming. It's basically just a superhero movie, honestly. Like it's just people flying and punching and stuff like that. So I mean, it's basically that. Two little news things is that, and maybe Brandon doesn't care about this, but Kengan Ashura is coming in September 21st, season 3 or season 2 or whatever they want to call it. I'm so excited for it. It's been so long. The last season came out in like 2019 or something, maybe 2020. I'm super excited. It's my favorite fighting anime. It's great. Brandon doesn't like it because of the 3D, but I love it because of the 3D. Well, not love it, but like, I appreciate it. It's one of my animes where I'm just like, I feel like people hate on it too much, but I really like that. And you know what's funny is when I saw the trailer on Twitter and I like quote tweeted and I said, "Fuck yeah, I'm so excited to watch this series." The official Netflix anime account liked my tweet. Like the official Netflix anime. So moving up in the world. So so that was pretty fun. And one other thing that I didn't even know was happening. This is just by happenstance I found this. But there's a season 2 confirmed for Sword Art Online Gale Online Alternative. I had no idea there was supposed to be a season 2 for that.
Yeah, I thought that was like just a once lifetime
I saw that. I'm just like,
spin-off.
I saw that. I was just like, wow, really? Okay.
You know what it is? I have
More
a feeling
Patreon.
maybe we're getting more we're slowly starting to get like in the western side. We're running out of material, so now they're just throwing anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, it'll be interesting to watch when it eventually comes out. Last thing before we get into Noragami, we had a couple of comments. 3, in fact. I feel like we get comments at least every show. Like I'm reading comments every show, so thank you people for commenting. And like I said before,
You make us feel loved.
Yes, if you comment or if you leave a review on Spotify or whatever, I will read it on the show. So this first one's by Linen Flaxen 6467 on our Black Butler Book of Murder OVA, which was like a while back. That was just me and Noah, I think. He said, they just announced the 4th season of Black Butler. I think you guys are going to like the 2017 movie after this OVA. We actually did do the movie. We just haven't released it yet because it's sort of like a save video just in case we need a week off, and we just upload it. So we have done it, and I thought it was okay, and we both thought it was okay to like meh. But Black Butler is just one of those weird animes that just exists, and you wonder why it's getting a 4th season. It's it's whatever. So anyway, thank you.
Running out of material, maybe.
These next 2 are by the same guy, Charlie Black 20 Wolfpack. This first one was on our Sword Online seasons 1 and 2 review. He said, I did love the monologue that Sugaha gave when she discovered the truth of Kirito and Kazuto. The outbursts and raw feelings are really relatable for people. What people? People who confess their feelings to their cousin and then turns out they confess their feelings to someone who looks like the cousin. It turns out to also be their cousin, I guess.
Wait. What did they comment this on?
This is on our Sword Art Online season 1 and 2.
Okay. All right.
Sugaha, I'm assuming was the cousin's name, and I think he's talking about the scene where, again, I skipped it when we watched it because I just could not watch that Alfheim crap arc, where she confesses to Kirito, but then she realized it's Kazuto, which is his real name, and then she got like all super butthurt and stuff. So yeah, we all have done that once. Confess our feelings to someone that looks like our cousin, and then turns out it actually is our cousin. Yes. Now
It's like the
appreciate it.
Superman thing. Gave him long hair, you know, and you
Yeah,
couldn't recognize
exactly.
him.
He's pulling glasses and he's all
Put on
over
elf
there.
ears. It's like, oh man, that ain't him. That ain't him.
He also left another comment on our Saga of the Tanya Evil review where he said the reason she was so upset at the end was because the higher ups were talking about an armistice, which is a temporary ceasefire, as compared to a peace treaty. She knew that if the rest of the enemy was allowed to escape to their colony in North Africa, once the armistice is signed, she legally can't do anything. And Tanya is all about following the letter of the law. Yeah, I guess at some point in that review, I was confused, or one of us was confused about why she was upset at the end, like why she couldn't go and stop the rest of the army or whatever. But yeah, I basically responded back saying, like, yeah, I guess I was confused, and I'm excited for season 2 whenever it comes out, which has been
Hopefully.
a while. But yeah, thank you, Charlie Black. Thank you, Lynn Flaxen, for commenting. Always appreciate people commenting and like talking back and forth with subscribers. It's great. And we got another subscriber, 377. We're 23 away from 400.
Quick
I
maths.
know math good. I know math good. Anyway, yeah. Okay. Finally, let's get into Noragami. Brandon, this was your pick. Basically, what Noragami is about. It's about this nameless god named Yato, who is trying to become a bigger god. He's trying to get his name out there. He's trying to be he's trying to be like one of the bigger gods and stuff like that. And along the way, he runs into this schoolgirl named Hiyori or Hayori. I don't know.
I feel like they switch it, dude, don't they? I feel like they do.
Hiro E. I don't know how to do the Japanese, but the
Hiyori?
schoolgirl.
Hiyori, isn't it?
Hiyori. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
weird me saying that with that. Hiyori and his weapon, also known as Yukine, who turns into a sword and stuff. And they go on adventures over these 2 seasons and whatever. So yeah, Brandon, this was your pick, Noragami. Tell us what you thought about Noragami.
So this is my second time watching it, and I dug it. I think it was definitely better than a lot of the other animes we've watched recently.
Yeah, definitely.
I like the concept a lot, you know, the whole god hierarchy and stuff, and I mean the whole backstory of Yato too is pretty dope. He's a god of war or a god of calamity too, which sounds badass, even though he might not look it. But I don't know. I feel like the Phantoms, they were a little, whatever. And then the second season, I felt like they picked up and made them a little bit more interesting to see. I like the characters. Well, let me rephrase it. I like Yato. I like Yato, and I like Yuki. But Hiyori can go jump off a cliff. I feel like.
Really, you didn't like Hiyori?
No, I didn't like Hiyori.
I liked her. I thought she was like, I don't know. I liked their
not every episode, but every once in a while she'll be like, oh, this and that. And it's like, okay, Hiyori, maybe if you've been in this world for centuries like Yato, you could put your input in. But how about you just shut the fuck up?
I think for specifically in the first season, there was like a span of like 8 episodes where I just I hated Yukine. Like I fucking hated that kid.
Oh no, yeah, when he first got him.
And I understand that's the point. That was the point of his character. But man, it was just I was like at a point where I'm just like, dude, I hope this kid fucking dies, So once you get past that, though, I like those 3 characters together. I like how their relationship progressed, and where I like those 3 together.
I will say this: first season, I felt was a little hard to watch until you get to the end. The ending was good. The second season, I feel like the whole way through second season was actually pretty solid. You introduced more gods and more characters in general. I feel like.
I'd say so, yeah. Yeah, for me, I think I've heard of this show before. I get it confused with like Tamagotchi something. I don't know.
Oh.
Tamagotchi game or something. I don't know. I feel like I get the names confused sometimes. I don't know. But yeah, I think I've heard of this show before. I knew nothing about it going into it. And yeah, I think I like it. It's not like amazing. But I think for what it does, I think it's pretty good. Again, like you said, it's better than a lot of the other ones we've watched recently.
Yeah, no.
It's the best one we watched since Vinland Saga. And I think the thing I think I liked the most about it was just the relationship of the 3 characters, specifically in season 2, after they get all past all the stuff with Yukine and stuff. And I would say the stuff with the gods and stuff, I don't know if I'm like a huge fan of it. Maybe like they could have done a better way of like kind of explaining it a little bit, like how that all works. Because I was a little confused at sometimes where like, wait a minute, so there was specifically one thing that I wanted to ask. I forget exactly what it was, but yeah, there was just some weird stuff with the gods and stuff. Yeah, but overall, yeah, I did think that this was a good anime. Can't say it's amazing, but yeah, I liked it.
I mean, I just
Okay.
like his because what happens is in Yato is a nameless god. He just appeared because people wanted other people dead, so
Hmm.
that's how he came to be. And the rule is if you stop getting requests and people don't remember you as a god,
You
you
disappear.
vanish. Yep. But he's never had a shrine, and he was never really, big. He could never get big. But like I said, it's solid anime. He fights some monsters. Some of them can be kind of repetitive in the first season because it's like the same ones. I feel like over and over again.
I felt the show had felt a lot like Mob Psycho. With like
Okay,
the
yeah,
spirits and like a little bit of Jujutsu Kaisen and another show, Danny Phantom,
that's
a little
okay.
bit.
Yeah. um,
Um,
I mean, there's not a whole lot more we can say without spoiling anything. I
yeah,
think.
if you want to, we can get into it. I'll say before we get into spoilers, I think it's good,
It's
like
solid.
just
Yeah.
solid good. That's about it. So it's yeah, that's what I would say on it. All right, spoiler talk. What do you want to start with?
So yeah, let's just get right on the topic of the first season, the first 8 episodes that you were talking about with Yuki,
With
man, being a pain in
Yukine.
the absolute dick,
She,
bro.
yes, I could not stand him. He was such a
It's
little
either one of two
brat,
things.
dude.
It's one of two things with his voice actor. Either one, he's really good at crying or being a little bitch, or
Hmm.
two, he's terrible at it and it makes it even worse. So I don't know what it is, but
Yeah, I just, man, dude, I was like, during those 8 episodes, I was just like, man, dude, this fucking kid, like, I hope he's not like this the entire series. And he does get better
he
after
does.
they do the ablution or whatever. Um, and they, he has a better relationship with the Yato and Hiyori and stuff like that. So he does get better. I still can't say I'm in love with him. I'm more like out of the group. I like Yato and Hiyori better. What is specifically about Hiyori again that you don't like?
I don't know. I feel like, dude, every once in a while when they'd be in the middle of like the ablution, stop! You're hurting him. He can't go through. It's like, bitch, just let us do what we know we have to do. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That was just her character. Maybe
Yeah,
it's not the fact of that I didn't like her character. It was just I'm not a fan of that type of character. Maybe that's all it
okay.
is. They're
Yeah.
necessary, I guess.
So the main character is voiced. Another reason why this reminded me of Mob Psycho because the main actor is voiced by the same guy who did Mob in season 3 of Mob Psycho. The same guy, and I thought that was kind of
Huh.
because Mob had a different voice actor in season 3, and
Hmm.
it's this guy.
I forgot that.
And Hiyori has voice actor is Krista from Attack on Titan, and
Dude, they had a lot of voice actors in this movie that I recognized.
yeah, definitely a lot that I recognize. But yeah, I thought one scene that was really funny was whenever the guy was jumping off the building and they just have a straight up conversation with him as he's
Dude,
falling down. That was pretty
I feel
funny.
like
I like that.
there was a lot of funny scenes in the beginning.
Hmm.
Was that when she wakes up in the hospital after saving him, like pushing him, and he wakes up in the bed or like is underneath the covers, like,
Yeah,
hey.
yeah, that's funny.
uh,
So this is kind of skipping the season 2, but like I thought it was such a cop out when it turned out that Cosmo was still alive. You know,
Cosmo.
Cosmo, the
Is
whip
he the
chick's earring
the
guy.
earring? Yeah, yeah.
I thought that was
Cosmoto or
bullcrap.
Cosmoto? Yeah.
It was Cosma, I think. I thought that was bullcrap that he
Okay.
still lived because I thought that was a great scene where it's like he sacrificed his life for her and like he dies and stuff and it makes her change and it turns out he's still alive. It's like, wait a minute. See, I think that's one of the things. Like, I don't understand. Like, can these guys just die from like regular things, or like, are they like more than human? Like, can they like survive getting? Because he got slashed right through the chest and he somehow lived.
With
And
a
I was just like, wait a
giant
minute.
ass sword. See, that is the
exactly.
one anime trope I absolutely freaking hate, dude. And the one that really drives me crazy is Black Clover. I don't want to vary too far. Black Clover. This guy has a freaking gut-sized fucking sword, smashes this guy, and he gets up, not a cut, nothing wrong with his clothes. He's just like, oh, that was pretty tough. Dude, I hate that anime trope. I hate it, man. It bugs the shit out of me when
You know
they
what
do
show
that.
doesn't
And that
do
is
that?
one of them.
Berserk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, that is annoying. He should have died. You're right.
Yeah, I just thought that was a little cop out ish because it would have been like, oh, there's stakes, and there wasn't really.
No
I will say
stakes.
I liked the villain in the first half of season 2. I thought he was
Robbo
kind
or
of
Robo, whatever his name is.
Kugaha. No,
I thought it was
Robbo at the,
Robbo.
season 1. That was season 1. I'm talking about season 2, but yeah,
Oh,
Robbo
okay,
was
yeah.
Robbo was interesting.
I like that fight at the end with Robbo.
Yeah, I don't know if I love the fighting in this series. I thought it was kind of like it could have been better. You know,
Oh, yeah,
that's what
yeah,
it kept
no.
feeling like. Like I kept looking at it like, man, if because like I was comparing it to like there are other animes where there are sword fights that are really fucking cool. You know, like well anime and stuff. And I just compared it to this, and I'm just like, it's kind of like yeah, they do some cool moves and stuff, but like it's not like the best it could look. You know.
I mean, you compare this to Demon Slayer. Obviously, no. You're not gonna get anywhere close to that good of a fight. You know what I'm saying? But out of the whole first season, that Robbo fight, you know, it quickened the pace a little bit. You know, it made it feel a little bit more faster pace of a episode. I
was
didn't
gonna
really
say
get
Kuga,
that. Go ahead.
you go.
I was saying I don't really get Robbo. What was his motive? You just want to be
He
noticed?
wanted to
Was
bring
that it?
he wanted to bring Yato back to his former self, I think. Like was he also about a calamity?
But when
and
yeah, he was. They both were, and they were like almost friends back in the
oh
day.
yeah.
But what happened when he was dying, and Yato was like, "Ah, you cursed yourself," and he's like, "Yeah, I can't remember now, but he was saying something like, "Oh, I just wanted to, you know, us gods of calamity, nameless gods, we were always being forgotten," and he's like, "I just wanted to be noticed," or I don't know, like one last hurrah or something. I guess right before he dies, or is forgotten. I
Yeah, I
don't
don't
know.
remember. I don't remember him as much because like he kind of just like shows up at the end with. That's why I remember Kugaha more because like he was like literally with Bahishiman. That's her name, right? He was like literally like the
Bishamon.
doctor,
Bishamon, yeah.
the chick. And he was like her doctor or whatever, and he was in it for a lot longer, and he's like conniving and stuff. So I thought he was interesting.
There was no need for them to make Bishamon that freaking
There was the.
dude. I mean, wasn't she on my crush list? I think she was.
I don't
wasn't
think she was.
Or was that an honorable? I think it was an honorable mention. But bro,
I don't even remember her on your list.
There's-
But yeah, maybe I don't know.
there's no need for that, man.
She had a mix of like Esdeath and like freaking someone from prison school, I guess. Like there's like that like fusion right there.
But the thing is, the anime did so good because there was no like noticing it. They didn't
Yeah.
address it. It was just boom. This is
Just
her,
it
and we're gonna.
happens.
This is normal. And I was like, all right, I guess this is normal.
Dude, who's the lucky spirit that gets to be her bra?
Dude, I
They
know
can be,
because
like clothes and stuff. It's like that's just so funny. They never even mention that. It's just like dude,
all
this
I'm
guy's
picturing, all I'm picturing is Spider-Man trying to get the subway.
Well, here's the thing. Like, okay, so they turn into these weapons, right? Like, you have those two kids who turn into the guns. I like her arsenal, by the way. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, is it
She got a
just like
freaking
they're
lion.
they're inside a weapon, or they are the weapon?
They are the
Right?
weapon. I
Okay,
think the
so,
reason
like-
why they showed them was just like so we could visualize that this is them.
So whenever she's squeezing the trigger, what's she doing to him?
Oh
Like,
man.
like it's just weird to think of. Like when you think about it for a second, it's like what's happening? Because like you remember with whenever what's his name again? Yukine. Whenever he blocked the one her giant
Yeah, he
sword,
got
he
cut in
broke in
half.
half, and he's just like, you know. So it's like
Looking like Darth Maul up in there.
that shocked me for a second. I was like, holy shit, did he actually die? That's pretty crazy. And then it turns out he's just now I'm two swords now. So
Okay. Dude, I mean, you're talking about, you know, who's going to be the clothes on her, but bro, imagine being the lion.
oh yeah, I forgot.
Hey,
to,
look at that skirt she's wearing.
straight
Man.
up
She's
from
got
Narnia,
barely.
dude.
Yeah. But dude, she's just riding around on that thing, barely wearing anything, bro. I mean, it'd be hard to keep my composure, that's for sure.
You don't hear him complaining. Yeah, but
No, my lady, please.
What'd you think about Povku and her I forget what they're called, Regalia. I forget what his name was, but the god of
the
poverty.
Poverty. She was funny.
I thought she was really funny.
I'm
I
glad
like
she
those
was in
two
there.
together. Yeah, I like those two together. They were really funny.
I feel like she actually played a part a lot too, even though she plays this like ditzy, character.
Yeah.
Dude, when she got serious with Bishamon, when she was asking like, "You're not trying to distract me from Yato, are you?"
Mm-hmm.
She got all serious.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I was gonna wonder. So whenever what's her face was losing her memories in season 2, right? And she's like, I can't remember. Couldn't she have just looked at her phone and seen the text that he left? Like, I thought that was literally the reason he sent her so many texts, was so that he would remember him. And yet they never explain it. Like, she just never looked at her phone ever and see like, oh, who's Yato? Who's this guy? And then looks at the
She did. I thought she did. I thought she was in her like she was at school and she's like, oh, there's text.
I don't remember that because I wrote it down because I was wondering why they didn't do that.
Maybe they
because
did.
I feel like that would have made a lot more sense.
But I'm gonna say she lost her memories because what's her face had the.
Oh well, that was the
memories.
First time she lost her memories.
Oh, you're talking about the second time.
Yeah, the second time
when Yato went away for over a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. I didn't understand that. Yeah. What did you think when they went to the underworld?
I thought it was, again, like, I feel like this show has a lot of like. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was like like I didn't like.
Yeah, no, I was
just
expecting
like a cave. It's just like kind of like okay, and then there's this devil or whatever that can look like anybody. All right, it wasn't anything like. The stuff, see, that's the thing. There's like a disconnect for me with the show because whenever they tried to have it be emotional between Yato and the one god of fortune or whatever, I was like, I don't really care. Like, we just met this guy and like
Ibisu
I don't
or something like that.
Yeah, Ebisu. I was just like, I don't really care that he died because number one, they established that when a god dies, they get reincarnated because if they're remembered, fondly and stuff. They kind of take some ideas from like Supernatural because the Supernatural, like God does exist, but like all the other gods exist too. Like Thor and like Zeus and Odin, and it's like because people.
Oh, really? That's in the Supernatural. I never finished it, so.
And then they all die, which is crazy. But yeah, I thought that. Yeah, I thought some of the things that they introduced were kind of interesting, but like it's like. I feel like if they took another level, it would be really cool, So the same thing with like Underworld, where I was like,
Well, they do have their own like hierarchy. You got the 7 gods of fortune. You have, I think, like, was there 7 or 9 main gods on the main?
Yeah,
I were in charge of all the gods or high-ranking gods, maybe whatever you want to say.
I thought Heaven's Punishers were cool.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up too. They were. There's another big voice actor there too. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, he voices Sebastian from Black Butler. Yeah.
But yeah, man. They had
and I thought it was cool when Yato sliced that giant beam in half, like with 4 sword slices, and like the first 2 cut it in half, and the next 2 like destroyed the beam and whatever. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, again, I look back at the action and it's not like memorable, Like it just kind of, I don't know. I guess I wasn't like a huge fan of it. It wasn't bad. It just like kind of nothing happened. I felt like that was like memorable. Although the fight between I guess Yato and Bahishaman was probably my favorite fight, maybe, because like she was like going crazy because she was getting like cursed or whatever you call it, and like she was like still going on.
She's a little punk. I don't like her as a character. If you think about everything she did, if you think about the way the what are they called? The tools, the
Regalia
are used, and how if they have any, like if they show any of the 7 like sins, like their master's gonna feel it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the whole way she ran her like little clan there was just so dumb. And then why, like, dude, fuck the little earring guy for not letting her know, like, they were turning into or phantoms and they
Well,
needed to be killed.
I think she knew that was happening because obviously she was feeling it, but she thought that I think she would like rather have died than like have them all dead. I think is the point. Um, is what I'm guessing because like she knew that they were all like corrupting her and stuff, and she's just like just let it be. I'm that's what I'm taking from it. I don't know if that's actually because either I don't remember like they imply it or something like that, but like that's what I thought is what happened is
Yeah.
like she'd rather die than have to like what is it? What are they called? Exile them or do whatever,
Mm-hmm.
So
Um.
uh
Yeah, I don't know.
so
Weird.
I was gonna say this for later, but like then at the end of season 2, you get the twist that Yato's dad is that one guy that kissed Hiyori, which I thought was pretty crazy. Like I honestly didn't see that coming. It was an after credits scene.
Oh, I missed it. What the fuck?
You missed it. Yeah, it's the guy. You remember the guy that kissed her, right?
Yeah, yeah,
From
yeah.
the thing. And then all of a sudden Nora's like right behind him. I mean, like cuz that's Yato's dad and you never see what he really
Wow.
looks like, but yeah, that was a decent twist. I was like, "Oh, okay." So,
It's kind of the regalia going back to that. It's kind of weird how if you have multiple masters, you're like you're Nora, but you're basically a whore in their eyes. Isn't that kind of
yes.
funny?
It's funny.
It's like, okay, I see what you're doing.
It's funny because like he said when they asked Yato the first time about her, he's like, "Oh, she's like a friend with benefits." Like, what are you talking about?
I forgot he
Why'd
said
you say
that.
it like that? Um,
Oh man.
yeah, I thought she was in the first season. I guess it turns out I guess she's his sister, right? I mean, I don't know if this is a theory. I'm pretty sure it's
I
his
don't know
sister,
how
'cause
that
she calls him
works.
father. She calls him
Yeah, I
father
know.
too. So I'm assuming that they're siblings. Because like we
But does
saw
that make
Path,
her God too?
maybe she used to be, or maybe they were both like young gods, but then she
She
died and
nearly got
became a
forgotten or
spirit
something?
or
Yeah, I don't
something.
know.
I don't know. Because she has to be Regalia because she turns into the sword and everything, and she has like a bunch of markings and stuff. So,
I guess there's a lot we don't understand about the regalia still because what was that one like smart god that they always go to?
oh, the teacher guy.
His main like Templar whatever their main regalia is was a tree. Remember
She
that?
could talk to trees.
No, she was a tree
Oh,
spirit, a
she was a
cherry
tree spirit.
blossom tree spirit or something like that. And I'm like, bro,
She's
what
still
the?
pissed at George Washington for cutting her down.
Oh, I don't know. It
Yeah,
was
I thought that.
weird.
Yeah, there are some questions we still have about them. Wasn't there another? I'm thinking of another Regalia. Oh yeah, it was. There was one where it was like in the backstory for the teacher where he's like, one of the Regalia was looking at a like a an offering or whatever, saying like I want to be a teacher, and she's like really sad, I guess, because she wanted to. It was the same thing with Yukine, where like he wanted to have friends, he wants to have like these
Hmm.
human experiences, and he got super pissed off, and like the same thing happened to her. Although she like instead of like acting out, she like cut herself or something, and then they banished her. It was like a little back story thing that happened for a while. By the way, I think I figured out the subtitle thing for Crunchyroll. You actually have to have subtitles on, but they're not subtitles for like their when they talk. It's literally subtitles for like the Japanese words and stuff that you see on screen.
But I have that on all the time, so I don't understand.
Well, I just turned it on and it worked for me, so I don't know. I
Okay.
mean, I don't know. Maybe it's maybe Crunchyroll's still messed up. I'm not sure, but I'll have to
You
try
know
that out
what?
when I
I
watch Demon
wonder if
Slayer.
it depends on what you're watching it on. Maybe I don't have that setting on. Maybe you have to switch the setting on each device.
Maybe because I had to watch it because I was trying to watch it at first on my PlayStation, but then my internet kept going out. So I was thinking, okay, let me try it on my PC and just connect my HDMI to my TV so I can just because I want to watch my anime on a big screen. I don't feel like watching
Yeah,
it on
yeah.
like a monitor and like. But it still went out anyway. But yeah, I had I had the subtitles on, and I saw all the text and
Maybe
stuff. So I was
I'll
like,
have to
okay.
check all my devices see if it just needs to be switched on each device then.
Hmm. Uh, favorite character. I like
Has to be
the
Yato.
three.
I like his background.
I think Yato's okay. Like I like those three together. I like their friendship and stuff. In terms of individually, who I like more, I don't know. I like Hiyori. I like her energy she brings to the group and stuff. Bahishaman. Uh,
Beachma. Oh, I mean, come on. I mean, aesthetically pleasing, she's on top.
dude, what religion is that? And can I sign up now?
I want to be with you forever. I'll pay you.
Yes, exactly. Let's see what other characters. I liked the bad guy from the first half of season 2, Kugaha. I thought he was like an interesting, like laid back sort of character. He was really cool. Koveku, it's a funny character, and also her Regalia too.
I'll say this: Abisu, whatever his name is, Abisu. When he died, though, like or got reincarnated or whatever, and he just blew up, like turned into blood. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
that got me a little bit.
I was like, whoa.
I mean, not that it was sad, but it just caught me off guard. I'm like, holy shit, he just turned into gone.
Favorite scene? I think
I
them
think when
falling
he's in the
down on the
trash-
building for me.
Yeah, that was funny. I was about to bring up another funny part when he was in the trash can stalking her and she kicks him.
Oh,
He rolls,
yeah.
ah! The truck hits her.
Yeah, he like says something profound. He's like, "You better keep that promise." She's like, "What?" He's like, "I could see your panties," and then she kicks him. I thought that was funny.
But no, I would say the freaking scene where he's falling. I've seen that in so many anime vines and stuff, like back when this first released. That I think that's like the most memorable thing about the show was probably that scene.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Worst parts. I don't know. It's weird. When I was like, I feel like having a day to sit on it because I just finished it yesterday. It's kind of like underwhelming looking back on it for me, especially with it being like involved with like a bunch of gods and stuff. Like it kind of is just like it's like here. Like I still like some of the individual things. Like I said, I like the three main characters together. I like their moments. There's some funny moments. There's some decent character dynamics that happen. But I feel like for the most part, this is like a series where I'm just like sort of flash in the pan ish, you know? And the fighting, like I said before, I don't think it's great.
I'm gonna say I think the fighting has to be the big thing. Like, yeah, there was like the Robo fight was the most climatic fight scene we had, I feel like. And it wasn't the greatest. But I mean, like if throughout the whole series, like I feel like the fights were kind of lame. Took like one shot and up they're dead. Like whatever fandom they were fighting.
That was bullcrap. That freaking Cosma turned out to be alive. I just like it felt so cheap to me. I was just like, dude, you should have had him die. It would have been more impactful, man. And he just didn't do that.
Nope.
Let's see. Okay, so season 2 of Noragami came out in 2015. So I'm thinking there's no season 3 coming anytime soon. It might. I don't know, because Sword Art Online, like we said, is coming out, which I had no idea that there was even a season 2 plan. But like,
I mean, they could. I'm surprised they didn't because it was popular when it first released.
That's what I saw from a bunch of people being like, "Oh, this was popular. Why didn't we get a season?" I know the manga's still going on today, which is kind of confusing because I felt like the story has to have an end. You know what I mean? Like,
the god lives forever, man. He ain't gonna go away.
Like, I was thinking, based on how the show was going, I was thinking like, oh, maybe there's because I only thought that this was 2 seasons. I was like, okay, 2 seasons. And then when I found out that it wasn't ending at the end of this, I was like, okay, is there like a season 3 play? Because I thought this came out in like 2019 or something, and then I found out it came out in 2014, 2015. I was like, wow, this is a lot older than I thought it'd be.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 2015 was the last thing that came out, and it's been 8 years, so I don't know. Probably no season 3. See, that's the thing that I can know that I'm a little underwhelmed in the series, where I'm like, I don't necessarily mind that there isn't a season 3. You know, I want to see where the characters go.
I think there is some OVAs.
Yeah, I read the OVAs. Nothing like super impactful that I remember.
I think I watched the one where I think Yato and Bishamon get like drunk or something like that.
I think they fight at one point in that, I think, from what I remember. But yeah, OVAs are just the OVAs or whatever. But yeah, I was just thinking, like, I would be so heartbroken if that ever happened to like Overlord, Dude, oh man, I would be so heartbroken if like they just decide like, hey, no more seasons as a season 4. Like, what? You can't. It's getting good. Well, it's always been good. You know what I
Can you
mean?
imagine if they did that with Attack on Titan?
They just don't release the last part.
They just don't release like we did have it. Nah.
We don't feel like doing it. We're done. Yeah, that'd be pissy.
No, I'm saying like even like any part during the series, like say they release the second season. Can you imagine at the second season they're just like, no. Like when what's her face turns, isn't that the second? No, third, whatever. Any of the end of the season because they're always a cliffhanger every end of a season.
It's weird because oh yeah, like Into the Badlands had a big cliffhanger, which pissed me off when I found out the show was canceled because like they discovered guns and it's like, oh, the show's gonna change forever, and then just it got canceled, which is annoying. I hate it when shows get canceled. Yeah, I mean, again, if a season 3 came out, I would watch it. I'm not like super sad that we haven't gotten it. You know, I want to see where the characters go. Is probably the biggest part for me.
Like back, like 10 years ago, like not finishing an anime was very common. I feel like they did that a lot.
I hate that.
Yeah, no.
And like this is done.
I watched a lot of anime, and that happened.
Well,
to me.
yeah, but the thing is, this was done by Bones, which has done like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Mob Psycho, the Cowboy Bebop movie that we watched recently, and they did My Hero. It's like you got 6 seasons of My Hero. You can't get like one more season of Noragami. You know, so.
I hate the fan base for My Hero. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Not as bad as the fan base for Seven Deadly Sins, and I should know because I used to be in that fan base.
Yeah, that too. I think they're both kind of similar. Yeah.
Yeah. Replay value. I'm probably not gonna watch this again unless season 3 comes out.
Yeah, I feel like every time there's we do the if we're gonna rewatch, I'm always like, no. I feel like once I watch something, especially if it's twice, I'm always like, no.
Oh, I feel like I can get a good sense whether I would want to rewatch something like after. You know, like being like, well, I'm not gonna rewatch it right now, but like in the future, would I want to rewatch this? And like for Noragami, I'm just thinking like, nah, not really, unless season 3 came out. So for me, low.
Yeah, very low for me. Whew.
Rating, final thoughts. I will see this one was hard for me to grade because I was looking at all the other animes I had, and I was like, because I'm giving it a B minus. And
That's what I was going to give it too, actually.
I was looking at anime I have in C+, and I look at them and I'm like, I like a lot of these more though. Like I have Grimgar in there. I forget exactly what else I have. Like I have like Grimgar. Trying to think what else I had, but I had some good ones in there, and I'm just like, but I don't like this as much as those. But I had to give it its credence for like being like, you know, it's not again. I think it is above average for sure. I just think it's a little weird and.
Well, when it comes to Grimgar, I thought you appreciated that more the second time around you watched it.
Yeah.
Didn't you? So.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, the first time I watched it, as I was going through, I liked it more and more as it went on. Because it had, like, a charm to it where I was like, oh, I like this show. It gives me a smile on my face. You know, yeah, I have, like, Food Wars in there. I have Gungrave, King's Game, Charlotte. I like Charlotte more than this, by the way. Oh, yeah.
Charlotte definitely better.
Charlotte's really good, man.
Yeah,
we should do, man. If we could do re-review Charlotte, I would praise it so much more. Because I actually, when I rewatched it, I was like, I like this show a lot. But yeah, B minus for me.
Yeah, B minus was what I was going to give it. I actually can say that with confidence. I think it was solid anime.
Yeah, it. Like I said before, I would like to see where the characters go because I generally do like those 3 characters together. Like that's the one thing I can take from the series.
Give me a season. Give me like an OVA, an episode or 2 of back when he was a lot darker. Back when he was the god of calamity.
See, I feel like it'd be more interesting.
No. I think that 100% would be what it would be. More interesting. I think I'd like Yato a whole lot more. I think that's the reason why I like Yato as a character. It's like, I know he's a badass. He just doesn't show it.
So it's similar to what's his face in Trigun for you, right?
Yeah, I guess. But Vash shows that a lot more than Yato does.
Yeah. But yeah, those are our thoughts on Noragami. it's just gonna be called Noragami, just because it's like it's been. My
No
rule is,
Noragami Aragato.
yeah, it's just gonna be called Noragami because I was gonna call it Noragami seasons 1, 2, but then when I found out it's been 8 years since season 2, I'm like, this probably isn't gonna be season 3, so we'll just say this is the entire series. But yeah, Noragami. Those are our thoughts on Noragami. Tell us what you guys think about Noragami. Are we too hard on it? Is it like one of the greatest animes ever? Is it not talked about enough? Let us know down in the comment section below, or leave a review on Spotify and I'll read on the show. Tell us what you guys thought about it. Be sure to leave a like, share, favorite review, do all those things like that. This has been a casual discussion. My name's Trent.
My name's Brandon.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Hands on my feet will carry